All right, welcome everyone to the High School Star League Best of 5 Finals. We've got the Lama Row Collegiate Institute going up against the Crescenta Valley High School in a Best of 5 Finals. I'm Helium, and joining me here co-casting it's going to be Brax.
Hello, I'm Brax.
He is indeed Brax. I guess maybe we should introduce you. Plays for Navi US, of course played for LGD International and a couple well-known teams beforehand. How you doing since the post-TI4 stuff?
I'm doing good. I've been having a little bit of trouble lately, but I'm doing better now.
Alright, nothing some more Dota can't fix. And those were, is this on fast forward? Those picks came out really quick. So I guess we could jump right into them there. And let me get rid of this. Looks like replays are all spoiler. Oh my god. That was not the right X to press.
Oh no, what'd you do?
I don't know, but you better pause and tell me what time you're at.
Alright. Okay, so these guys know exactly what they wanted. One team went for Void Skywrath right away, then Razor Shaker for the other team.
Alright, let me catch back up to you here.
Okay, I'm 19 seconds in on the Dire ban. You know, we were well prepared, we know exactly what we're doing. No technical difficulties.
And then I screwed it all up. I had to press the I, not the X, apparently. Alright, so Dire's already picked. Alright, so where were you at?
I'm at 19 seconds on Dire's third ban.
On Dire's third ban?
Yes.
Alright, I'm getting pretty close. I'll tell you, just unpause. Now.
Okay, we're good.
Alright, we should be synced up again. I will press the correct thing. Alright, there we go. So, Faces Void Skywrath, that's pretty much the combo that really emerged during TI4. Why don't you tell us why it is so good and oh so annoying?
Oh man, both heroes press R and you're dead.
Pretty
You just
much.
you can't move.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, tons of damage coming down from the Mystic Flare, and when you're locked in place in the Chrono, you can't move, obviously. You die. Big Chrono, little Chrono, the little one does a lot of damage, and Void in the late game obviously does a lot of damage, and is really hard to push into because of the Chronosphere and the nature of that ability. But, looking to disrupt that, we see a Razor first pick up, so Static Link is always going to be great. Razor is going to be a mech farmer. Earthshaker, the Fisher, I would say probably one of the best spells to interrupt Void in his Chrono, but what do you think?
Yeah, I'd say so too. Void is really weak in the early game. Like, he's not going to be solo killing anyone in Chrono until he has like Mask of Madness and Treads, and with Skywrath Mage, it makes up for the lack of damage, so he can actually, you know, be able to team fight properly early game. It like offsets his weakness.
Yeah, I also like the idea of, well, they've already picked Razor, so they probably won't go for Viper as well, but Viper with the Corrosive skin, since Void gets his damage early from the Bash, which is magical, and it's doubled inside of the Chrono, so Viper's pretty nice. It hasn't actually been touched on the bans, and looking at some of those, I know I said in the Skype chat I would expect a Lycan ban, and we do see that out early, not wanting to give that away to the Dire. We've got Invoker, Tidehunter, and Brew, also taken out for Crescenta Valley High School. So that all seems pretty standard. Also, Tide is very good over on the Dire side.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they're just banning out some more combos with the Void. Invoker can deal a bunch of magic damage in Chrono.
Yeah, and also I think, well, I don't know when this was played actually, but those Forge Spirits are severely bugged right now, and sometimes you can't even target them currently.
Oh no.
So hopefully that'll get fixed up. But the draft's looking pretty similar. I really like the Marana Earthshaker picks coming out of Crescenta Valley High School, if they can pull it off, just the Fisher into the Arrow. Similar combo with Earthshaker and Skywrath, even though they're on different teams. You just got the Fisher into the Mystic Flare later. So easy pickoffs. A lot of pickoff potential on both teams, actually, with the Sand King coming out third.
Yeah, both teams have very early game focused supports. Like they can move around the map and kill and pressure quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a choice for Sand King to make, right? Like, generally you try to roam or at least zone and do some pulls to get level 3, and then once you're level 3 you disappear for a little bit and look to get the Blink Dagger, or how do you like to see that hero played?
I like him with boots, actually. Early game.
Boots first?
Yeah, you can pressure the off lane really hard, and then when you're off the map, people don't know if you're jungling or if you're smoke ganking or what, so it's a bit scary.
Yeah, the boots are really good early too, because the range obviously is what scales on the Burrow Strike, not the... Well, actually, does the stun time scale, or is it flat 2.17? Yeah.
It's flat.
So it's flat duration. Longest duration, multiple person hero stun, those are a lot of words, but They are correct. So the boots really help you position for early double burrow strikes, which can completely change around a team fight. So they can be big.
Yeah, most offlaners start with boots nowadays too. So with help from Scarlet, so he can actually catch up to him.
Yeah, that's another thing that makes Skyrath so good. The concussive blast at range. I wonder actually, he's a newer hero. Is there actually a video in here? I know Dota Cinema was in charge of that. So if anyone's newer to Dota, this is the concussive shot. It has insane range and it slows quite a bit. You can see Sven getting owned. But Viper picked up 4th. So there's going to be your strategic mech carrier, and Viper and Razor. I say Viper takes that lane, maybe like 60-40 if they match up in mid.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, that's my opinion, I guess. But I don't know. What do you think of that? If Viper and Razor, I mean, they're the only two heroes that can really lane against each other well.
I think it's the other way around.
You think Razor out?
Yeah. More so because, okay, when Razor goes into Link, he's vulnerable to get ganked, right? Because he has to play extremely aggressive. Now, that works both ways. One, in a way that your opponent wants to react and they'll try to gank him, but Crescenta Valley High School's team is much stronger 3v3, in the sense where if they come to gank Razor and Earthshaker and Mirana are there, they're going to win. So,
and
because
also
of that,
the
in
silence.
1v1, I think Razor will still out-CS the Viper.
Alright, we will see. I know we do have at least one really notable player. So Monib on the side of Lamoureux is like a 6K rated player, so he is quite good. A little higher than a lot of the other people in here. So maybe if he plays the Viper, that could turn around. But I do agree, you got to play super aggressive on Razor when you go up against the Viper.
Yeah.
And he should have the backup. Earthshaker's always roaming and looking to upset the other heroes that try to get aggressive with that Fisher. And honestly, I think if anyone has proven this to me, it's Fluff. Earthshaker really only needs level 1.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that. Or Fluff's Earthshaker play.
That's
You probably
totally
know
right.
better than I do.
Reserve time.
He's a hero that really doesn't need his early levels.
Yeah, so he can sacrifice a bit. But we see a Silencer picked up, so that can definitely disrupt the Faceless Void Skyrath combo. Just the global silence. Do you think that'll come into play this game, or?
Yeah, definitely. They have Razor to stand in the front, so Silencer won't be like the main target for Chrono. So if they ever initiate onto the Razor, then there's global to back them up and turn the fight.
And then again, with the Silencer core hero here, do you think he supports Mirana carry, or Earthshaker Mirana gonna be the supports roaming it around?
I think he should be a core hero here.
Yeah, I would agree. I think James 2GD would probably agree as well. Apparently, he's like the #1 silence player in the world. As we see, TA gonna get banned out. It's kind of interesting to ban the TA. You already have the Viper. Do you really think Crescenta would have went for a TA when their mid hero? Maybe Razor doesn't go mid. I don't know. Maybe it's Silencer.
Maybe they just don't want a hero to get pressured too hard. That's all.
Yeah, that is true. And well, actually, it looks like this is going to be why they're going to throw probably the Tinker into the middle lane. They do have the Skyrath, and Skyrath has kind of emerged, at least in pubs, as a pretty big mid lane counter to the Tinker. Obviously, that changes in competitive Dota, where your supports will actually do things in the early game, which include ganking middle. So Tinker is picked up, gonna have that global presence, look for him to just be able to blow up these supports later on, because Silencer, support or a core, is gonna be pretty squishy. You always want single target burst damage to try to bring down the Razor before he just gets too much done in a team fight with a big static link.
Reserve time.
So we'll see how it works out for them. Last pick here for Crescenta. You got any thoughts before it maybe gets scooped up?
Well, they still need an offlane hero. It looks like the Mirana Shaker is probably going to dual roam, because Silencer can take Void 1v1 quite easily. They still need some sort of... they lack a little bit of damage and catch for the Tinker. They need some hero to get in there. Anything from like a Clockwork to a... let's say Tide, but Tide's banned. I don't know. See.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that Tide is banned for a strong offlane. And also they banned another good offlaner themselves, the Clock. I don't know.
Oh dear.
Clock can actually get zoned out pretty easily by the first boot sinking. It looks like you might be a second ahead of me. The Natures of Prophet comes out as the offlaner. Definitely not as strong as an offlaner as he was in a couple metas past. But, I mean, he could still make do. Maybe he's even, maybe it's a Sylar Nature Prophet.
You know, the Furion in the game versus Tinker goes both ways. If Furion's ever extremely farmed, once he gets to like Blink Hex, he can catch the
Prepare for battle.
Tinker. You know, you can sprout the trees, you can scout him out in the jungle and that kind of thing. But until then, it's almost the exact opposite. You know, if Tinker gets ahead, he's going to one-shot the Furion all game. Furion can never show his face on the map without being scared. Same with Void. Void can solo kill the Furion all game.
Yeah, so he could definitely have his work cut out for him, and we'll see what he wants to build, whether he's going to go maybe for just that old school Shadow Blade or a bit more new school that treads into the Blink Dagger. Blink Dagger actually seems like it would be good against the Tinker, because again, like you said, you can Sprout, you can get the Flying Vision, try to find the Tinker, and if you're ahead of the Tinker, you kill him, and then it does completely flip around if Tinker starts to run away with this game. But let's go ahead and introduce some of our players here. I'll start over with the Dire and then throw it to you for the Radiant. But we've got probably the man to watch this match. We've got Mondub in the mid lane. We'll be playing as Tinker, Null Talisman first, and a 2 shared Tango. Support's maybe going to give him even more here. That's Detonator playing on the Skywrath Mage, and XC Norris will be handling the Sand King into the offlane. And actually, we'll just be a solo Viper looking to go up against the Nature's Prophet. So Viper should have pretty okay time there. Maybe the Treants get a little annoying, and then up top, a very frustrating game on a pretty frustrating hero. It's going to be Flappy Bird playing the Faceless Void.
Oh no, not Flappy Bird. I hate that game.
I never played it actually, but
I tried it once. You do not want to play it ever again.
and you were down a phone afterwards.
Yeah. Alright, so on the Radiant, we have Green Ree playing the Shaker, Base Rune Hirino playing Furion, Canyon playing Razor, Lloyd playing the Silencer, and Wheatmaster playing Potom. So, okay. The Radiant team is going aggressive tri-lane against the Void. He probably won't get a lot in this lane, but I don't think they'll kill him. You know, they don't have like a... They have Fissure into Arrow, but I don't think it's enough of a stun to actually kill him before he leaps away.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Void has sort of emerged as a great offlaner, so then you put Void against a tri-lane in his own safe lane, and it's kind of like, alright, well that really worked out. And then Nature's Prophet in the bottom lane, well, he can definitely die. Maybe not here at level 1, but there is the Boots for Sand King going in, and the Poison attack
going
coming
in
out
now
from the Viper. So are they going to get him? They're diving into the tower. Norris taking some hits, and it looks like they have cycled out. Skywrath going to take one more tower attack. Norris getting pretty low, and actually that's forcing out a ton of regen. That works out pretty well here for John Areno.
That's a huge win for him, actually. When they go in like that, it pulls a creep wave. So their creeps are attacking, and then his creeps are attacking the heroes now. So his wave is slowly going to push him.
Yeah, get a little bit more XP there. Invis Rune looks like it will be scooped up here by the Dire. So Norris picks up that, and maybe he could get something done middle. You really like to get those early kills on the Sand King, just because it gets you up to level 3.
Oh,
and then
top.
once you're level 3, you can jungle. And yeah, up top there's some more action going on. Detonator, pretty good hero to have, not so much at level 1 against the Mirana. Also, Mirana doesn't even have Leap, and he's going to go in with the Time Walk. Flappy Bird. Static Link was a little slow there, but alright. Crisis averted. Ooh, long range arrow coming in. What? There, it was ridiculous. This could be the first blood right here. There's still... It looked like he had a value point in backtrack, but he does not, and the Fissure will bring him down. Gren Ree going to pick up the first blood on that support Shaker, and looks like that's going to be Boots coming out to him early on. He's still got a smoke and a sentry, so with that clarity and another clarity in his inventory, he can go ahead and maybe roam around, maybe greet up with... Actually, I thought Mirana went back to base. She did not. She shot that arrow, then ran all the way up here into the jungle. Is it going to be spotted out by the Sand King? And we're paused. And we shouldn't fast forward because that will be too difficult to sync back up, but...
Yeah, it would.
It's a short one.
You're like 2 seconds ahead of me, but I think I got it. Okay, so basically they switched the lanes up. They rotated up to the top to help out the Void. I don't think anything they can do can really help them, honestly. I think they should have just left them and messed with the Furion. Because now they potentially will fight like a 4v3 if they do engage outside their tower. And the Void most likely wasn't going to die in the first place.
Yeah, that was a pretty crazy arrow there, but yeah, like you said, they forced that engagement, and then the arrow from downtown in the daytime too. That one maybe could have been avoided, but I will attest personally when the arrow's coming over my own or Mirana's own creeps, sometimes it's a little hard to see, and you will just walk into it. It happens. But,
you know, I swear I see the arrow coming at me, and I still walk into it every time.
And you just
I don't
walk
know what's
straight
wrong.
into it. Alright, so the tri-lane's up here in the top, looking for any jungle stack. Sand King has been pretty busy chasing the Mirana around. Actually, one of these camps was blocked. They used an oh, I can't draw? What do I do with my life?
Oh, no.
They used this, and I can't ping because you're not in the same game as I am. But anyway, that big camp in the back of the Dire jungle, blocked out with a Radiant Observer Ward.
Yeah.
Obviously targeting the Sand King. Do you think that is worth it?
That's fine. Why not?
You see a lot of people just use sentries to block it for the first 3 minutes, but I don't know, that's obviously you can argue whether that's worth it or not, because a lot of times the Sand Kings won't even be stacking that early. They're looking for the early pickoffs as opposed to just stacking the camps straight away. But that's more of a research thing. You research the team to see what to do with their Sand King pick.
Yeah, this Sand King's been a bit more active early game, so the Sentry would have disappeared by now already. They're going on top.
Yeah.
Looks like they'll be okay though. Oh, maybe not. Bottom leaves
The
in.
leap forward with the buff. See if they can get it. One more attack. Dead Ender staying around, and that's going to do it. That looked like a big auto attack, but Wheatmaster's Morana getting involved in both kills right now. 1-0 and 1. Checking out the CS. How much is Razor benefiting from this? He is 10-4. Void is 7-1 with a death, and another nice Arrow Fisher combination. That one was perfect. But with the Time Walk, he's still able to get away.
Yep, that poor man shield saving his life.
Yeah, it really is.
Alright, so we have the Tinker farming in the mid lane against the Silencer. It's been pretty quiet so far. The Silencer's got a bit more creeps, but I'd say that's normal. There's no stacks for the Tinker yet either. But I think once he gets into Soul Ring, he'll start pulling ahead in CS.
Yeah, he probably should. And Silencer really is such a strong 1v1 laner, especially going up against other intelligence heroes. But he is easily ganked, which is what canceled the hero down. But with all the heroes sort of occupied in this aggressive tri-lane, defensive tri-lane situation, he's a little bit more able to just sort of, enforce his dominance in the middle lane with the Last Word. 200 damage at level 3, hero level 3, rank 2 of Last Word. It does quite a bit. You can see Tinker taking quite a bit of damage from that.
Yeah, the Dire are really focused on protecting their Void right now. So they, they feel like they need to protect him so we can get to a 6 and get some decent farm. And because of that, the Silencer's pretty much protected mid lane. These guys want to save their tower, they're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, and also bottom lane, since they did rotate that tri-lane up, I think it would have been okay for Void to just suffer and get his levels, because like we've already seen, they are having trouble killing him, even landing their combo. So bottom lane, the hero that's maybe getting off on that a little bit is the Nature's Prophet. He's 12-2 on his CS, looking at Viper 17-16. So Viper is already level 6. He's like a full level ahead right now, and you can't really go for a kill because John Arena will just TP out, but if you really want, you can just throw that Viper Strike, force him out of lane every single time.
Yep, just as we say that, they go down the mid.
Yeah, we've got Loy here in some trouble. Probably saying that wrong, but there's the March coming through. Lots of damage. Global Silence will go out, and I gotta say the Global Silence seems maybe a little wasted there. It's a pretty big ultimate to just throw out, and he still does die. But on the backside of that, there's the Fisher and the Arrow coming through, and early on here, Crescenta Valley, it's 4-1.
The Sand King was trying to regen up some health before getting the last word off, like he didn't pop Sandstorm or anything, and because of that, the vision that it grants allowed Furion's ult to bounce right through him.
Nice. And up top, Nature's Prophet says all the supports are going to roam out. Well, we'll just go up there. We will take the tower. So Void Safe Lane Tower is down. Going to make it maybe even a little bit harder for him yet to find some CS. Razor chases him off with the Static Link. Wheatmaster comes up. We'll rotate. So support Morana. What is your choice of boots when you find yourself playing support Morana or your team?
Either mana boots or brown boots.
Just stay on the brown.
Yeah. Sometimes you
life.
can transition into like a semi-carry if you get enough farm, or if you have enough space on the map to just sit in lanes and farm. But usually it's just those two.
So brown boots, your skill build, then you stay just Sacred Arrow and the Leap as opposed to mana boots when you can maybe go for all 3 of your abilities?
It just depends on the game, on the player, pretty much. I'm not a huge fan of the just the Arrow and Leap together, because I feel like if you miss it, you actually don't have anything anymore.
You really don't have anything.
At least with Starfall, you can push out waves and transition to some sort of semi-carry.
Yeah, flash farm a little bit.
Yep.
Alright, so Tinker, like you said, did he get that Soul Ring? Yeah, he got the Soul Ring, he's got the bottle right now, 600 gold, and he picked up an assist off of that mid lane when they killed the Silencer, and he'll be even roaming over. He pushes out his own lane, and he'll go stack the Ancient, so he's going to get a lot out of this map, and actually bottom lane Unknown starting to go here on John Areno. John Areno may still go down, but another good Fisher Arrow combo. We could be seeing a lot of that, and don't even have to deny Nature's Prophet. He will live, surrounded by the treants. It looks like Unknown will drop. Wheatmaster playing this support Morana like a boss, already onto a killing spree.
Wheatmaster's everywhere.
Really is.
Right place, right time. The Viper was going in on them, they just happened to be there. It was perfect.
Yeah, and they had the same thing happen in the mid lane. They just happened to be there, able to finish up a kill there. And Silencer is going to continue to be annoying. So annoying. And this seems to be the, I guess, decided upon build ever since you don't need Glaives of Wisdom to get the intelligence steals from kills. You just put 2 in the last word and then max out that Curse of the Silent. But in terms of his first item, what do you want to see or expect to see the Silencer go for?
First big item or first small item or anything?
I mean, yeah, anything. What do you think his progression this game will be?
Probably something like Treads, Wand, into like an early Ags.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was just wondering what you thought of that, because what I seem to be seeing the most is just people going straight for that Ags really, really early on. The shutdown, I guess, the death ball, like, hey, our team fights stronger than yours, but it's really not when we're all silenced and we don't have any mana. And you can generally get the Ags out before the BKBs, which obviously completely counter that. So we'll see what he tries to go for. Sand King gonna rotate over, get a little bit of experience in the middle.
Wheat
Arrow
Master
will go
again.
out though, and he's gonna die. Gets the damage in there. Silencer will go ahead and take that kill because of the Curse of the Silent damage already ticking down. This guy really wants the MVP for the series.
Yeah, he does. No wonder he's the master.
I guess that's true. He's not the Wheat Apprentice, is he? Oh, Nature's Prophet ultimate coming through. Just enough vision there, coming over from Canyon. Don't let that hit. Second time we've seen an ultimate like that from Nature's Prophet. And now Unknown. This is going to be an action-packed game here. Already 8-1. John Arito picks up the double kill because he obviously got the Wrath of Nature. And then he just right-clicks down the Viper, spawning up those treants. And they're wasting no time at all, man. They want to take the towers. They're going for objective-based gaming.
Yeah, every lane from Crescenta Valley High School is just being pressured so hard. You know, they're pushing bottom in all the time. Razor's sitting right on top of the Void the whole game. And Silencer just pushes the Tinker out of lane every time.
Oh, Wheatmaster may be getting a little too excited about that arrow. Hits a 5-second arrow, and it's such a good arrow, it just baits himself into a death. He might get a rebuttal kill here off of Gren Rees. And yeah, he will just backhand the Skywrath Mage down. And Unknown, oh wow, nice TP out. He may still die in the fountain to that. If I could click on him, but replays are weird. And we see him dying in the base there.
Alright. I mean, they got the tower at least. It's not the worst thing in the world. Trade's still pretty favorable. Tinker's TPing on the Silencer top lane, but he should be okay.
Yeah, and a pretty good time. Not the easiest lane against the Silencer. He's already got Boots of Travel, Soul Ring, and a bottle up at 10 minutes 50 seconds. So about right on time, and we'll see. I mean, you would expect the Blink to come out next just because of the positioning and mobility it gives Tinker. Pretty much impossible to kill him. And then a Dagon after that, I would guess. You're not really going to deviate from that, but meanwhile, mid lane, another kill. Actually, is that the first kill for Void? It is. 1 and 2 now.
I think the pace of the game completely changes now. Before the rating turbo pressure all the lanes so hard, you know, they're all on the towers now. It should be like the opposite. Tinker's going to push in all the lanes. They have to be afraid of Void chronoing them over and over. It's much harder for them now.
Yeah, so Void should just be looking for that Mask of Madness next, and I do like the Ags on Void when you have Skywrath on your team. So do you think that's going to be the appropriate item choice for the Void?
I like it when he's not the only physical damage
one
dealer.
roll.
Like, if you have some other hero that can deal right-click damage, I think you should get it. In this case, I don't think you should get it.
Yeah, relying on Viper. Viper, not really a builder of right-click items, just getting the extra physical out from his Nether Toxin passive there. And actually, Earthshaker feeling pretty good. They were, again, dominating the lanes, getting all the kills, you know, forcing the engagements. But now, Tinker is mobile, he's got his levels, he's got a lot of damage. And he's, you know, putting them in their graves, putting them in their places.
Yeah, it feels like they're really desperate to make plays around the Tinker, you know? They feel like they can't push, they feel like they're being kind of boxed into, like, the other team's game, kind of.
Yeah, in mid lane, actually, things starting to slowly fall apart here for Crescenta Valley, and Silencer will go down once more. Skywrath is going to drop the Mystic Flare right on top of that guy, and
big arrow from Wheatmaster.
It's pretty much expected at this point. Brings
yeah.
down the Tinker as he's trying to, actually does clear out those Ancients, and they decided to block it. So the Radiant throw in another Observer Board. This is the second Observer Board they've used to block camps. The first one was here in the Dire Jungle, blocking out the Sand King. Didn't seem to matter too much, but now blocking the Ancients should slow down the Tinker a little bit, but his global presence is going to be pretty real as an arrow off the mark. Viper lives there middle.
Yeah, so Sand King's early game was a bit slow, but now with all the space Tinker's making for him, he's been able to just sit in the jungle for quite a few levels now. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, actually, where is he? I want to find him. He's level 6, so we've got Epicenter, the 3 points for the farming in the Sandstorm. I did decide to go Mana Boots before the Blink, and he's slowly working his way there to the Blink. Some Tower Gold would help. The Dire team yet to take any towers off the map, and we do see another one under quite a bit of pressure. Glyph going to come out here, 13 minutes, 45 seconds. Do you think this push is even possible with Tinker just boots are traveling in and out? Although they could catch him with an arrow,
I
perhaps.
think that Glyph will end the Radiant's aggression.
Although they do port. I think they had somebody farming up in that top lane. I think it was maybe the Razor. No, his TP's not on cooldown. Came into the middle lane here. Almost has a mech. That's a little slow for the Razor. Maybe like a minute or two behind.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, you see, Radiant's really convinced that they want to push this mid tower, but unless they land like a lucky arrow or something, I don't think it's going to happen. They can get engaged on by Chrono right here if they want to. Oh, good deny.
Nice deny coming out.
Middle tower has been denied.
Yeah, and you see the Mirana Wheatmaster trying to throw in those arrows, trying to hit Tinker, but that's going to be literally
this is huge.
impossible in 100 gold. But an Echo Slam coming in with the Global Silence afterwards. Curse goes out, they clean up the Void and the Skywrath, that pesky combo immediately. It will just melt. The Tinker, though, the one they really want, he controls whether they push or not. So Manav going to continue to layer up those marches, and now, if he gets any one of these creeps, he has a Blink Dagger, and, well, Morana's not going to be able to target him when he TP's in anymore. Shouldn't be able to, at least.
Yeah, it's still a big win for Radiant, though. Tower and some free kills on the way out. Oh, and bottom big arrow on Unknown. Wheatmaster, you did it again.
Arrow Gaming. They should be the new Arrow Gaming right here, Crescenta Valley.
5 Wheatmasters.
There you go. Just pick Bottom 5 times. That'd be a pretty good team, I think.
You'll get hit by 1 eventually.
Exactly. And, oh, interesting choice, but one that still makes a bit of sense. The Mana Boots, the boot choice we talked about on the Mirana, he will choose the Mana Boots, and he will skill up both of his damaging abilities, the Starfall and the Sacred Arrow. Decides to go with an Urn. I mean, they are fighting a lot. I think Urn is maybe slightly underrated. I don't know. Maybe underutilized at least, but a great item when you're roaming and getting a lot of kills like this.
It's definitely an underused item.
There you go. Pro player admitting it. Underused. Nahaz would be very excited to hear.
Nice. Oh, it's great though when they're trying to push constantly and they need to heal up, so why not?
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes you got the offensive use out of it, but I think just healing the allies is a bit better. Void trying to jungle up as much as he can. Finding a little bit of trouble, trying to get that space. Oh, wow, what a Chrono coming out Norris. Imagine if he got an Epicenter off inside of that. But here we go, the Fisher going to disrupt him. The Mystic Flare will drop down John Areno. And who are they going on now? Canyon, he's static linking, but it doesn't matter. Viper is a great hero just because he gets a lot of his damage from the magic on the poison attack and also just the physical nether toxin. Not so much his right click, so still able to bring the Razor down despite losing 63 damage there.
Yeah, he was able to just completely ignore it. It looks like unless Radiant really want to be able to push or, you know, take this game in their favor, they need clear vision. Like, they need to really work on containing the enemy, or else they're going to have a hard time being able to move around the map. The Void alone can pretty much solo kill anyone, except maybe the Razor, but then, you know, Tinker can TP in also. So they need to really work on controlling the map a bit better.
Yeah, and we can take a look at the Radiant wards, and yeah, the one that we pointed out a bit earlier, it's just the one here blocking the Dire Ancients, and one with half time left of it, just scouting up the middle lane. That one obviously a remnant for when they were trying to push down the middle tier 1, so it was quite a good ward at the time. And actually we see Tinker getting picked off in the bottom lane just by the Earthshaker, and then he dies in the march. So it's a 1-for-1 trade, but that's really good for the Radiant. That buys them 30 seconds of time to maybe go ward up, maybe, like you said, take some more control of this map.
Yeah, it's a big opening, for sure. The Shaker saw him TPing out, and he went in and echoed him, and the Fury ult helped him get enough damage to kill him off.
Nice.
Alright, so Viper just finished his mech. He has the recipe in his stash. It's a good pickup. Looks like the Radiant do want to pressure a bit. They're pushing the lane in, but Tinker's going to be up soon. Chrono is up in about 10 seconds, but he has no mana right now.
Dire's middle tower.
Another arrow from Weemaster. Be off the mark that time. And actually the Radiant, they throw down another ward to block this big camp, straight in the middle of the camp, and it's taken out by that sentry ward, which should be out of blocking range, so using a ward to block, now they're going to put another one, at least that's out of range of the sentry, and this is a good ward for them to have, I think, right now. Void's been spending a lot of time in there trying to farm up. He might even position himself to jump into the middle lane with the Chrono from there. And actually they've got even one behind the tower, so they're warding for their objectives. I think that's pretty good for the Radiant.
Yeah, all their wards are surrounding the mid tower, basically. They just want to see everything that's near this so they can actually fight properly underneath it.
You know, actually switch to Radiant Vision, so you can see that they know where Sand King is, they know where Viper is, they see Sky, they see the Void, they know that Tinker's come in there, Fisher will go out, kind of gives away the dire positioning. Canyon going to jump in, we'll get Viper struck immediately, and there is a Chrono right now. If in case they don't have detection, it doesn't matter. Flappy Bird could just jump in, Chrono that Razor, and finish him off. Global Silence now also going to come out, so the Radiant using pretty much their entire arsenal right there, not getting any kills, and well, if you're not going to get any kills, you're probably not going to take this tower either.
Yep, Tinker's got his Dagon now. He's looking scary.
Yeah, the point of the game where Tinker starts to just kill Nature's Prophet, who has, well, armor doesn't matter against Tinker, so you've got 986 HP. Tinker is going to be able to kill you with Rocket's Laser Dagon.
Yeah, once he gets some max, to be able to kill him for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it might be kind of close. Now, actually looking, he still only has the 2 points in Laser, but that should be getting maxed up here pretty soon.
Yeah, Tinker, he's a hero that can farm very fast and efficiently, but he only farms as fast as, it depends on his map control. If you can get into, like, the Radiant jungle, where there's the 3 camps that spawn, you can actually farm them all at once while stacking 2 camps at the same time, if you march properly. And it looks like top, he arrowed the Void, but Void is going to Chrono the bottom now. Looks like he's going down.
Oh, the mech charge coming out from Canyon, going to keep him up a little bit longer, but now Canyon actually caught in the edge of that Chrono for a second, allowing Viper to get in a few shots, and they bring him down. Flappy Bird with a double kill. Now Loy trying to run away here. Courier delivering something, not sure what it was, but Tinker says hello with the Dagon, tickling down the silencer.
It's a 4-0. You know, it feels like it's getting to that point of the game where, you know, Tinker's kind of just taking over the game.
Where Wheatmaster's like, I did what I could, guys, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough against the Tinker and the Void, as it looks like can't even remember how to pronounce the Dire's name without looking at it in its entirety.
Lamb 2.
Yeah, Lamb 2. Looks like they're going to take their first objective off the map. Monob killing the Nature's Prophet again, so this is what you talked about right after the draft screen. Like, if Tinker gets ahead, then Nature's Prophet is going to be pretty shut down.
Tinker, or the Furion's gonna have a great game to be able to actually be able to fight the Tinker.
Alright, I swear, I'm gonna find the name of this school. Lamoureux. It's Lamoureux High School here, so doing very well. Still down 1 kill, but game is looking pretty good. There's been a lot of 5-man, not necessarily death ball, but maybe just a ball for Crescenta Valley, and they've fallen back in XP a little bit. They're down about maybe 8,000 right now. Gold, they were leading, but it's Equilibrium now moving in favor of Lamoureux.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Their sentry on the mid-hill is just barely out of range of their ward.
Yes, it is. It is really, really close. That sentry range, man, it did get nerfed a couple patches ago.
You know, it's funny, it got nerfed like 100 range or something, and every sentry you see now is like 100 range.
100 range.
Yeah, every time.
Ice Frog, he's very smart. Alright, well, still, I guess sticking to the only thing they can really do, because there's a Tinker, so you can get picked off. There's a Void of Skyra, so you can get picked off, and I'm just missing kills over here. And Furion's probably okay with that. He doesn't want to have to watch this. He has died again to the Tinker. Monob now sitting at the score of 7-2 and 4.
Tinker was just set up waiting for him. Okay, so the Void he built a crit, a small crit. So he's looking to deal some physical damage, and he's starting Roche now, actually.
Yeah, I mean, do you like Mjolnir, or just the Maelstrom at least, seems to be the usual next component? You think the crit's okay, or?
It's okay. I like the Maelstrom because it makes it's really cost efficient for its cost, you know. It does a lot of damage, it's cheap, helps you push waves out, you farm faster.
Speed.
Exactly. It gives you everything you need, pretty much.
Yeah, and if you do get a multiple person chrono, you can get those lightning strikes, which are nice. But the crit, I mean, it's good single target damage for sure. And honestly, it probably won't matter too much for the Void. He has a lot of backup once he lands those chronos.
Yeah, exactly.
So the crit comes out, he's basically soloing the Void, and someone has... Oh, he just has a Mask of Madness. I was like, someone's got a Vlad's, but there you go, Mask of Madness.
Yeah, pretty much as long as he has enough damage to kill someone in chrono, it doesn't matter what he has.
So not the fastest Roche. One that I think a Wheatmaster Arrow could maybe have contested, but they don't seem to be too wise to. There it is, Wheatmaster Arrow coming in, and it's going to be just off the mark. If only the arrow itself would deny.
Oh,
the Nature's Prophet Treant run it in with the deny. Nicely done there. And that's what happens when you're not prepared to pick up the Aegis. Happens to the best of us, but all inventory slots were full there for the Void, and I guess Viper, not quite in the same boat, but they wanted to give it to the Void.
Yep, the slots are full. Probably didn't realize.
Yeah, blame it on the sports. They probably just threw something in his slots. The best trick in the book.
I love doing that.
Yeah, I got a friend that does that non-stop, and we lose games because of it, but it is a laugh in the end. Not so much here, though, as they are playing for, I believe, $1,000 in this best-of-5 finals.
Oh, looks like Radiant's really trying to set up for this Tinker. They're hoping that they'll find him to walk into him. Wheatmaster again. You know, there's a reason they call him the Master.
Exactly. I feel like there maybe could have been a Fisher there. The block doesn't do much for you because you can just time walk over. Global Science will come out, though, after the Epicenter. I don't think McNorris is going to last too long here. Actually, no, he will be able to get away. Last word won't bring him down. Now the Chrono goes off. They're going to focus down Lloyd. Mystic Flare will come out. Nicely done. Viper alive on the other side. Echo Slam goes out, but Viper not taking too much damage from that. Trying to turn it around will kill the Earthshaker. He drops. It's 3 for 2 right now with CV High School ahead. Canyon in some trouble. He will go down. Double kill for Unknown. Very hard to kill the Viper. Nature's Prophet wants it. Can he get it? One more attack? He will. He's got a Maelstrom. Can he go for the Skywrath? He gets it. It's a triple kill for the Viper. An ultra kill for the Nature's Prophet. And it's Wheatmaster. The man who is literally the best. The only one alive.
He's the last man standing.
1v9.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, it looks like Dire really have a big issue getting to towers right now. Their team's good at defending, but they're being caught out in all these places because Radiant's really looking out. They're trying to hunt them, basically. They were smoked in the Ancients, looking for Tinker, and they found someone else.
Yeah, and look at the Dire Sentry wards out right now. They've actually will be able to deward this. They see this observer ward on the map right now. Oh, actually, people respawning in. There's that 2.17 second stun from the Sand King. And Flappy Bird TP's in. Will Mask of Madness jumps over the arrow. Nicely done. Gets the bash as well, of course. Void gets the bash. And Flappy Bird will take out the Master and then farm some Ancients.
You know, time lock, root, multicast. They're all based on skill. Yep.
Exactly. Flappy
Some
Bird
players
is just, you know...
They just have a button, you know. They just press for whatever.
You gotta build up the pseudo chance, like attack a couple creep. Alright, I haven't bashed, and then you just jump on a hero, first to bash. At least that's what they kind of say.
Except it
Doesn't
never
seem to work
works
for me. I literally cannot get an entangle on Lone Druid, it's impossible. But oh well. So 22-20 is the score. We'll take another look at the graphs real quick. It's only a 2,000 gold lead here for Lamoureux. XP 8,000, so they are indeed leading. It was a bit of a comeback for them. Slightly the weaker lanes, I guess. They did struggle in the lanes. Just really good rotations by this Mirana and the Earthshaker, which is exactly what you need to do when you draft this type of thing. But it started to fall apart a little bit. They're given a couple chances to stay in it, though, with Lamoureux sort of clustering up in some interesting positions, especially over here by the Secret Shop. They lose that team fight. It is a 5 for 4. And they don't lose the tier 2 tower, although it's gotten pretty low down there in the bottom lane. Middle lane tier 2 is kind of low. And they haven't taken too many objectives themselves, just that middle tier 1.
Yeah, the Radiants are slowly getting out farmed. They want to bait like the Furion, so Tinker goes in on him. But, you know, Tinker just chooses not to go because he sees they're missing off the map. Faceless Void can push out the top lane or farm the jungle while Viper pushes out another lane. Until, you know, some lane gets to their tower, then you'll be able to find out where the enemy is exactly. It's like, they're slowly losing the game, but, you know, farm doesn't necessarily win the game. If they play a team fight properly, if they get a good Echo Slam or anything like that, that can quickly turn the game.
Yeah, and we've seen quite a few good ones already. They maybe need a little bit more damage to bring down this Viper quicker. He's got a mech right now and a second item. While it's normally an Ags for the Viper these days, he will actually just go straight for a pipe. Realizing, I guess... Yeah, there's a lot of magic damage in the Echo, the Curse of the Silent, because... actually, no Ags yet for the Silencer. That's... Maybe it could be hurting them, something that he could have not too relatively soon. Actually, is this a nice... Epicenter coming out onto John Areno, and they bring him down. Actually, Tinker going to blink in, and we'll take it. No counter initiated. The Fisher on a cooldown there, so Granary not able to use it. Although he is invis here with the Moonlight Shadow, decides to just vacate the premises.
Yeah. Overall, just a Furion kill, but still a pretty big kill.
Yeah, he's used to it. Oh, actually, wow, he's doing a lot better than I thought he was. 11, 5, and 5 on the Nature's Prophet. He's been involved in a crap ton of kills. 16 out of 20.
He has, but sadly, it's still hard for him.
Yeah, it is still going to be a pretty hard game. Up top, though, Earthcheck can continue to make some plays. That was a really long-range static link, and they're going to use the Echo Stomp just for the mini-stun there, so Monop can't blink out. They earn him up, and with one more attack, that should be the kill. Earthshaker able to get it there on the Tinker. So another good pick-off. He does have buyback available. Obviously, not going to be forced to use it. High ground not really being pressured, and meanwhile, it does buy some time for Lamoureux to take out that bottom tier 1.
Space made.
Yep.
Kill for a tower. It's a good trade. Void finished up his Daedalus now. He's doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, attacking fast, obviously, just with the Mask of Madness. Keeping those treads on agility. I guess he's not really too worried. He does now have this backtrack maxed out, so at least a 25% dodge chance. And that's dodge chance. It's better than evasion. It never gets disabled.
Sand King set up mid, and Void's got a DD. Looks like he's going to go in.
No ult, though. No epicenter for 20. Razor picks up his Ag, so now he's a pushing force. The ultimate goes off. Bottom will leap away. They're going to go on John Areno, though, and they're going to bring him down very, very quickly. He is quite squishy, making him 11 and 6 now. Silence goes out. Wheatmaster, Mystic Flare slightly off the mark. Everyone's mana getting drained now. The Curse went out on multiple targets. Wheatmaster, that Arcane Bolt's going to kill him. Loy also going to go down here. And yeah, they're both going to fall. So they lose 3 there in the middle lane. Epicenter was on cooldown, but just a Chrono, even on one hero, is enough.
Yeah, and they took that fight without Tinker as well. It really shows how strong their heroes are right now.
He just heads top. He's got, what, a Dagon 5 now and 1,700 gold. So expect this branch to turn into a Ghost Scepter. Probably, maybe not on the next time back, just because you do want to have that buyback available just in case. But the Blade is probably not going to be very, very far off. And then at that point, he can kill just about anybody. Maybe he wants to target Razor in these team fights.
Now, this game is quite hard for the Radiant now. Razor has his Ags, but if he gets Chrono, he's got no chance to use it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be nice. Like we've seen them still able to win the team fight. So if they do, and Static Storm's got some duration left on it, and the cooldown honestly isn't that long, then they can use it to take the towers a little bit quicker. But it's going to be pretty tough. They got their backs up against the wall. They've lost all the tier 1s, trying to defend middle here. We've got Void maneuvering over to the high grounds, and it's maybe going to be the invisibility, the Moonlight Shadow coming out, so a big team fight will erupt in the middle lane. It's going to be Earthshaker who dies immediately, so no Echo Slave was even able to be used, no buyback. Chrono on 2, they get the Master in the Chrono, and if the Master's down, I don't know what the rest of the team is going to do here. He actually leaps away into the trees, but Monum's right there, picks up the double kill with just the laser. It's 3 for 1. They kill the Viper. Actually, Loy's going to show his face, and that was maybe dangerous. But he'll be okay for now. They're going to continue to push. Everyone, though, no mana. Continuing to have no mana.
Oh no, Skywrath.
I think he's dead. Yeah. His dreams, man.
Crushed.
Pretty much.
Alright, so the Furion's got a Hex now, actually.
Yeah, that could be good.
He can definitely kill the Tinker. It feels like whichever team gets the better jump is going to win the fight. Like if Radiant can engage first while getting the global off, then Tinker and Void won't be able to follow up with all their spells, and they can actually take the fight. But if it goes the other way around, where Void ends up chronoing 2 heroes, even with the global, then they're still going to win the fight.
Yeah, and Tinker actually decides to go for the Eagle Song first, so now he's about 1,500 gold away from that Blade. And I don't know, I mean, what is... Nature's Prophet has the Maelstrom and the Scythe Device. Do you think he can do 1,300 damage to this Tinker with 13 armor?
No, not at all. He needs another hero.
Yeah, so... Yeah, it's going to have to be Nature's Prophet +1, and I mean, I guess that +1's got to be the Master. Maybe a bit of a sprout into an arrow. It's always a pretty good combo.
Yeah, it's
If you can
extremely
keep
hard
Tinker from
to
blinking.
for them to catch the Tinker. Like, they just need to camp aside and hope he comes, and if he doesn't, then, you know, they get nothing.
Or even put some of those interesting wards down on the side of the map.
Yeah, those are great.
Or pick Beastmaster because he's the best. Alright, so game slowing down a little bit. I think the Dire are in a place where they feel pretty comfortable just to react to whatever the Radiant want to throw at them. Not really too worried about making the plays themselves, looking to farm up. We got a Blink, Veil of Discord coming out on the Sand King, checking out the items overall. That slightly interesting choice. The Daedalus here for the Void. Tinker's about to have the Blade online. Mech Pipe now looking towards the Ags, that better range, the 12-second cooldown here for the Viper on the Viper Strike. And we did mention the Sheep Stick. There's Blink Force, so lots of mobility here on the Earth Shaker. And what else do we got? The Ags on Razor, pushing power we've talked about. And Mirana, not going to be developing into a semi-carry this game. He's made a lot of plays, he's been involved in a lot of kills, but just with Arcane Boots and Urn of Shadows right now, is not going to be dealing any sort of right-click damage, ever.
Yep, pretty much. He just has to land that arrow. It seems like the Dire are very content with just farming at this point, and the Radiants are really concerned with trying to get pickoffs. You know, they're trying to kill this Tinker, trying to set up, push their way as fast as they can, but by the time they get to their lane, it's already too late.
Yeah, it's always an uphill battle against the Tinker. It is a lot of work to pick him off, and he farms so much. He generally does have that buyback saved, and they might not even be able to force buybacks quite yet. I guess they can get to the tier 3 tower in the middle lane, but still the tier 2s in the bottom and the top here.
Tinker's
for
hex down
Lamero.
bottom.
Yeah, can they get him, though? They will sprout him, and he can try to rearm this Broken Blink Dagger and get out. He will not be able to, and that's actually going to be the pickoff, so they get it. No buyback available either.
That was
Not
close.
a lot of reliable gold.
If the Razor's nuke wasn't right over the top of him, you might have been able to blink out there.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It looked like that took the rearm Blink Dagger. Broke it pretty almost instantly, and they did actually kill Void in the middle lane. McNorris, I don't know why I'm saying McNorris. Norris going in with that Epi, and gets another kill there on the Razor. So they pick up the Tinker, and they try to push afterwards. Maybe they linger a little bit too long, because the rest of the team is also pretty dangerous. Loy trying to force that Void up the hill, doesn't quite make it. Still able to run away in time. Some dewarding, arrow goes in. Of course, it hits somebody because Wheatmaster shot that arrow.
So he's just casually throwing nukes out across the map because he can.
Pretty much, and Detonator is going to die to that. There's almost no way.
Oh, the big bash!
Or Roche! Oh, he actually is going to live. Okay, the mech and the pipe came through. And just the extra regen from that. That's pretty nice. It was mech? Yeah, mech was used. Treants are going in. They denied the Aegis once already, so Treants have done a lot of work this game. They want to try to do it again. They're sending them all in. The Sandstorm, though, bringing them down pretty quickly. They should actually make a point to kill these Treants first, and Viper's doing that. So Unknown making a good play, because that was an awesome arrow, but Wheatmaster's going to get in here. The Fisher's kind of separating. Can he get it? No. Yes, he does! The steal with the Mirana. Flappy Bird popped that BKB. Is very low, but Monab is cleaning up. Wheatmaster going to respond, looking to land the arrow, but it is on cooldown. Leap, every spell he has is on cooldown. They bring him down. So at least they take away that Aegis objective, but they lose a lot for it. They're now trailing by 8 kills. It's 32-24 here at 37 minutes. Lamero looking pretty good, but for some reason just can't get that Roshan done too cleanly.
Void is just acquiring so much gear from these fights.
The loots.
Oh yeah. Pretty much they don't have anything that can really stop him at this point. You know, they have to disable him before the BKB, and even then they have to go through Mech and Pipe and Sand King following up. And when Tinker has that E-Blade, he can even E-Blade him so he won't die to right clicks from Razor or Furion. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, and the E-Blade random thing that maybe people don't know. It lasts 3 seconds on enemies, and it lasts 4 seconds on yourself and allies. So, the more you know. I don't know if that's ever mattered too much, but it is a pretty good defensive item.
There's probably been like one situation ever.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
You don't know, man. CI5, $1 million Ethblade save.
Yeah.
One day.
It could happen.
Hopefully Tinker is not popular in a year from now.
I hope he gets nerfed so hard, man. I don't want to see that hero.
It is pretty annoying. Although Team Tinker, I don't know, maybe they just remove Tinker and then we can just have Team Tinker as the replacement.
That team's gonna disband if Tinker gets nerfed, man.
You think so?
They're gonna change
I
their
haven't
name
even
to be
watched
Team
their
Meepo or
names.
something.
Team Meepo, yeah. That would be better because there's 5 Meepos, so that could actually work.
They can all share control and play a meepo.
That'd be pretty. That would. I wonder if that would. No, you'd have to be so in sync. You'd have to have ridiculous communication if like everyone just had a Meepo as well as their own hero.
No, I think they would just like stack a camp each, you know, at the minute mark. All right, guys, get ready to stack.
Yeah, it actually seems like a viable strategy early game though, because sometimes even with shift queuing, it can be pretty hard to stack, you know, 3 camps at once with Meepo.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult.
2, I'd say if I can do 2, which I can, then it can't be that hard. But 3, a little tough.
I hope they like remove Tinker's lasers, his missiles, his crabs, and his rearm.
Yeah, from
Everything.
the looks of it, it's March of the Machines that I think needs the nerf the most. A little too strong.
Yeah, you know, in Dota 1 you can't farm Ancients with March.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't know, I haven't played Dota 1 in ages, so it's not something I really remember. I was also completely awful at Dota 1. I don't think I even touched Tinker. I was like really too scared to play anyone but Vengeful Spirit. But what are you gonna do? Alright, so the game, it slowed a little bit. It looks like Void with an Oblivion Staff is going for a refresher, I guess.
Yep. Big fan. Best item in the game.
Yeah, especially now that it's you keep the stats from the Oblivion Staff, because a couple patches ago they just randomly disappeared when you completed the refresher, but now that you do get some of the damage and attack speed, it's, I don't know, a little bit better for people who actually right-click, and obviously refreshing the Chrono or refreshing any Wombo combo, which is what controls whether or not your team can fight, is always pretty good.
Yeah, with the refresher, the Void can pretty much just ult any hero he wants, you know? Doesn't matter who it is. He'll have 2 BKB charges and everything.
Wow, we'll throw the Chrono off before the TP really even showed up, and there we go. Earthshaker showing why Fisher really is so good, but at this point in the game, doesn't matter too much. Questionable BKB usage from Flappy Bird, but I don't think it's going to matter
big
too
echo.
much unless the Echo comes through and just dominates everybody. And it looks like it won't, but it looked pretty nice. Arrow coming through slightly off the mark. Razor trying to defend with that plasma field, but Monob's going to go in and just blow people up. There's a static link out onto the Tinker, which is great for Razor. He gets damage, but Tinker could care less, and they bring him down. So 3 on the deck. Razor has buyback. He's the only one, and this, it looks like it could be the beginning of the end here.
Yep. It's looking quite one-sided.
Yeah, really flashy early game though, so you gotta hand it to Crescenta Valley for coming out swinging early on.
Yeah, definitely. He had some great movements.
But as the top racks fall, I mean, do you want to see maybe just some of these heroes banned? Well, obviously we want to see Tinker banned, given our previous discussion, but you think they just switch up the draft, take out the Void, maybe take out the Tinker, and kind of do the same roaming early objective pushing if you're Crescenta Valley?
Well, I think they'll ban the Tinker or the Void, maybe both for sure. And I don't know, depends what they like to play. They might choose to just play with to their strengths, or they might choose to, you know, play whatever's left in the pool.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see as the tier 3 tower falls in the middle lane. Roche is up in 4 minutes, but the game may not last 4 more minutes. I guess we could cheat and look, but we won't. Another Chrono will go off. Flappy Bird and the Skywrath team up, and actually Grenry, yeah, is going to call out the GG, and I would say it was a really good game. It slowed down a little bit once Lamoureux knew they had pretty much had it in the bag, didn't really want to throw, and took their time, but overall I think a pretty great game. I don't know if you've got anything else to analyze.
Yeah, they were just really trying. You know, their early game was rough for them. They don't have a whole lot till Tinker has, you know, some items up and they have Chrono and all that kind of stuff. But until then, the Radiants were really pressuring them quite hard. They were pushing in all the lanes. But the momentum really swung once they got bots. That's when it felt like the game just completely switched.
Yeah, once he was able to push out all the lanes. And the bots came after, I think, most, if not all, the tier 1s were down. But as soon as the Boots of Travel came up, Tinker was in every place that the Death Ball was trying to push. And I don't even know if they lost the tier 2 towers in top and bottom. I know middle did eventually go down. And a couple of the tier 1s were even denied. So it was a good game. Once again, for you guys watching, I'm Helium. You can follow me on Twitter or Twitch at HeliumBrella, my co-caster, who probably doesn't need an introduction, but Brax, player for Navi US. Where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at BraxLikesDota.
There you go. He does like
That's
Dota.
about it. Sometimes I
And,
do, sometimes I don't.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's pretty standard for everybody. And of course, the High School Star League, you can find them at HS Star League on Twitter and Twitch. We'll be back for Game 2 in just a moment, so stay tuned.